to be as moderator for guiding all presenter in this room. How many presenter in here will be present their article? I think the people 5 or 5 presenter. Okay.
Yeah, 5 presenter.
Okay. Before we start, let me to read some maybe rule. For the first one is time is given for each presenter around 10 minutes. Comprises presentation and discussion. And then the discussion maybe will be divided to two sections if there are many questions, and one question answered directly by the presenter. Is this clear? I think clear enough. And then for the order, how is the order? Is it agree if starting from number 1, or maybe anyone can present firstly? Some of you, or ordered as in the order list. Raise hand. Okay, Miss. Raise hand. I
Hi,
offered.
Assalamualaikum.
Yeah. Waalaikumsalam.
Hi, I'm Ida. I'm a co-chairperson for this room. So for today, I will be the timekeeper.
Okay.
And the time given for the presentation is about 10 minutes. So, and sorry. After 5 minutes left, I will raise my hand, and I will ring the bell. Okay.
For each presenter.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You will
Thank
give
you.
a sign. You will give sign. You will give a sign by
Yeah,
raise
yeah.
hand.
I will raise my
Okay.
hand to announce, yeah,
Okay.
to
Okay.
announce
Thank you.
the time. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Good luck. Thank you.
Okay, everyone. Let me to start this presentation by the first article. Do you see my slide? My PPT? Not yet?
Not yet.
Oh, I'm sorry. How about this? Can you see my PPT?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay, can
yes.
you make it as a slideshow? Yes, okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, my name is Putih Wibowotomo. I will present my paper about analysis of antioxidant content in spicy syrup formulated by cardamom and clove and telling flour as colorants. This background is come from jamu, is a traditional drinks from Indonesia, made from natural cultural heritage, contain spices that is good for health. Many spices contain bioactive compound, role as antioxidant, antimicrobial, anti-inflammatory activities, and so on. Some of the spices like cardamom, cinnamon, and cloves contain biopharmaceutical plants abundant in Indonesia. This species is beneficial for warding off free radical and have broad spectrum antimicrobial activity. In another side, jamu as herbal supplement is rather unliked by people because its bitter taste tendency, even though it is benefit for health, especially at this current pandemic.
I'm sorry, doctor. Can I
Yeah,
interrupt?
yeah.
Because the slide is still at the same page. Maybe you can adjust the slide, go to the next page, and open in slideshow.
Oh, okay. How about this?
Okay, but
Okay.
it's still not the in slideshow mode.
How about this? Slideshow.
Okay,
Still
Doctor.
not.
If you want to share the slideshow, so you have to, on your keyboard, can you click Control Tab first, go back to your Google Meet, and then share the screen of the slideshow.
I'm sorry. How about this? Control tab. Yeah. Uh, how about this? I'm sorry. Can you read? Hello.
But still not in the slideshow mode, but we can still see it.
Yes, it's okay. You can proceed because we can still see it.
Yeah. I'll try to slideshow. Is it better in slideshow?
No,
Huh?
still
No.
in the, still
Oh,
not in the.
I'm sorry. Slideshow and then
I think it's okay, doctor. You can proceed.
from beginning. Oh yeah.
We still can see it, the slide.
Okay. Can you see in the second slide?
Okay. So currently in introduction.
Introduction. Yeah. Second slide. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I will repeat some more. As introduction came from jamu. It's a traditional drink from Indonesia. Contain natural spices. Some of them contain bioactive compound. And among the spices, there are cardamom, cinnamon, and cloves, abundant in Indonesia, and beneficial for warding off free radical and have broad spectrum antimicrobial activity. In other side, jamu as herbal supplement is rather unliked by people because it is contain bitter taste tendency, even though it is benefit for health, especially at this current pandemic. So this is opportunity to create new product called by syrup, which characteristic, simple to consume, have functional drink and process into modern manufacturing. This is the third slide. You can see the purpose.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Yes,
Oh.
still in introduction slide.
Oh, still introduction. Fine.
Okay, now in purpose slide.
Purpose slide. Oh, how about this?
Yes, still in purpose slide.
Purpose slide. Yeah. In the purpose, we try to analyze some chemical content. There are antioxidant activities, flavonoid content, tannin content, and saponin content of jamu syrup treatment by different ratio of cardamom and clove. And then the methods. We have done the experimental research, formulating species syrup with cardamom and clove in different ratio, and assay test is antioxidant activities, flavonoid, tannin, and saponin. So for result and discussion, you can see in this slide. Hello. You can see in this slide result and discussion.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
It's still in slide.
Yeah. In the flavonoid content, the research shows that the mean value of treatment B is higher and significantly different with mean value of E. This is because B treatment contain more clove. So the more clove use and the more flavonoid content. Is it in line with the some other research that stated clove flower methanol extract has a total flavonoid content 1,000 gram per gram extract. Flavonoid found widely in plant as secondary metabolite of polyphenols. So this flavonoid also contribute to the production of yellow, red, orange, blue, and purple pigment from fruit, flowers, and plant. And then in the tannin content also similar. The more clove use, the higher tannin content. It is mean the mean value of treatment B is higher than treatment of A. So it is also in line with the Pratama stated that ethanol extract of clove flower contain tannin compounds as high as 300 milligram tannin equivalent per gram extract. Also, the other research stated that red clove flower also very potential as a source of essential oil, fats, resin, tannin, cellulose, protein, and pentosan. And in terms of saponin, the research shows also the min B is higher and significantly different with min E. The the saponin content in this spicy syrup is efficacious in curing disease caused by the separation of chemical content from flower pollen, flower stalk, and clove leaves, which shows that flower powder and clove leaves contain saponin, tannins, alkaloid, glycoside, and flavonoids. Also, research by Ali, 2020, result, but the total content of saponin contained in clove extract is around 30.5% of 100 milli. And then in the antioxidant activity, the IC40 of min B is lower than min A, but this is the different or opposite relationship between IC40 with the strengthness of antioxidant activity. The assumption is the lower IC40 is the stronger in of antioxidant activity. So this is it is mean that the treatment B is stronger of antioxidant activity with than min E. Is it also similar with some other research that stated clove flower essential oil has strong antioxidant activity with IC value less than 40 ppm. Also, Taher resulted in the in vitro test with 50% inhibition concentration, IC40. Clove flower was 1.25 gram per milli in concentration of 0.01 gram per milli Duplo. So based on the IC40 value, cardamom and clove in spicy syrup have the potential as antioxidant. So as the conclusion, my research results showed that syrup with higher ratio of cloves produce higher flavonoid, tannin, and saponin content, as well as stronger in antioxidant activity. It can be concluded that using the ratio of cardamom and cloves has a significant effect on the antioxidant content in spicy syrup. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Woody, for very
Thank you.
interesting research.
Yes.
I'm
sorry.
May I ask a question?
Yes, sure.
Okay. Do you also attend to study the toxicity of the combination of these two spices in the product?
Actually, it is not yet done by us. Yeah. Maybe in the further or next step, we want to try test the toxicity or clinical and further like this. Thank you for your suggestion. Yes. Okay, maybe another question.
Congratulations, Doctor, for this interesting research topic. I don't have any question. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your comment. So I will give maybe some second, maybe 10 seconds to wait the question from presenter. Or it is enough. Move to next presenter. Okay. Okay. If there is no question, maybe we can move to next presenter.
Okay, thank you, Doctor.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Doctor. So we move to the next presenter.
Okay, the next presenter, Mr. Safwan Sazil. I'm sorry if not
It's
pronounce
okay,
your name.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. Good evening.
Yes.
All right, so I would like to start my presentation. Let me share my screen. All right, can everyone see my slide now?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So may I start my presentation? Okay, my study today, the topic is about market entry barriers and sustainability challenge food for Malaysian food retailers in Saudi Arabia. So basically, my study is all about to see what are the challenges and what are the problems faced by the entrepreneurs from Malaysian to penetrate Saudi Arabian market. All right, so this is my presentation outline. So I will cover up a little bit about the purpose and the problem statement, the literature review, methodology, result and discussion, and lastly the implication and conclusion. All right. So the objective of this study is actually to explore the market entry barriers and sustainability challenge for Malaysian food retailers. As in fact that most of a lot of Malaysian entrepreneurs, regardless of government sector, private sector from Malaysia, could not sustain in a long term in Saudi Arabia. There are a lot of challenges faced by the Malaysians to sustain their business in Saudi Arabia. But today, I will only focus on the food sector actually. Okay. So the second point is where the expenses of entering the Saudi market are very high because there is a large social distance between the Western investors and the Asian investors. That's why most of the Saudi Arabian or Middle East citizen are more westernized. They know more about Western culture rather than Asian culture. All right. The next one, in Saudi Arabia itself, there are very sophisticated legal requirements for local governments as Saudi Arabia is practicing Saudinization. So we can say that they are more, not to say racist, but then they give more opportunity to their own people first before giving opportunity to the outsiders. All right. Regardless the highest number of expatriate enter the country, okay, Asian are the most numbers in terms of expatriate in Saudi Arabia. Okay, they are consist of Malaysians, Philippines, Singaporean, Thai, Indonesian, and Vietnamese. So that's why the big question mark here, although our citizen, our people, Asian people, is high in number in this kingdom, but the market, we still cannot manipulate the market here in Saudi Arabia. There is a big why this study came out. All right. This study also is very limited. Sorry. the topic about Asian market in Middle East is very limited. That's why this study came up into the picture. The purpose is to help new or current entrepreneur to understand the Saudi business culture, for the entrepreneur to sustain and maintain their business in this country or kingdom, right? And we can increase Malaysian market sector to penetrate Saudi Arabia. So the literature review that I have referred, there are three main themes that relate to this study is about the customer, competition, and challenge. These 3 points is very important theme to observe what are the problems. All right. The first point from the customer team, consumer behavior is the study individual groups or organization and the process they use to select, secure, use, and dispose of products and services experience. Okay, so we can see that entrepreneurs need to understand the behavior of the consumers, regardless of expatriates or the local citizen. All right, and the next one is market strategy plays the largest role for retailers to know what are the game plan to capture the market, what actually the people needs and wants. Okay, going to my second theme, which are the competition, is where if we Malaysian entrepreneurs want to penetrate the Saudi Arabian market, we need to compete with the local market, and we also need to compete with the Western market. So we need to understand what are the market leading brand, market leading product. Okay, what are the main product? What happened in Malaysia? What happened to the Malaysian entrepreneur? They are bringing something that people here in the city, in the kingdom, in the country doesn't know. That's why we need to bring up market leading product, something that is common that everyone can adapt. Okay. The second point from competition is multinational enterprise creates customer value and builds its own profit distinctively and sustainability in the global marketplace. So that's why as we can see, Malaysian entrepreneurs can see what are the multinational enterprise company produce. For instance, Nestle, they produce something that is very common and can be accepted by most of the people in the world. Okay. The next theme is challenge. Okay. The challenge is incremental product innovation, is where entrepreneurs, especially Malaysian entrepreneurs or any entrepreneurs that wants to penetrate Saudi Arabia, need to come out with a very valuable innovation. Okay, but back to the point of the customer need to know what is actually the product. Although we innovate new things, although it is a new things, but we need to make sure our consumer know about the product itself. Okay, the methodology of this study is going to use has been used qualitative study. All right, the research approach, and we'll do a data collection based on interview. Okay, and we are going to interview business people, businessmen, businesswomen from Malaysia that have tried to penetrate Saudi Arabia, and some of them have maintained their business here in Saudi Arabia. And then we are going to do data analysis based on thematic analysis, interpret the data, and present findings. Okay, the research approach is actually qualitative study, is a phenomenology contemporary study. Okay, the population is going to be the expert opinion that experience business in Saudi Arabia. Okay, all right, data collection is based on semi-structured interview, and we are going to use a triangulation to make sure the reliability of the data collected, and we are going to analyze our data using thematic analysis.
Sorry, mister, you have 2 minutes
Yes, sir.
left.
All right, sure. Okay. Lastly, the result and discussion is where I have compiled into a model where how Malaysian entrepreneurs wants to penetrate the market. The main thing is the competition, customer, and the micro environment. If they can understand these three theme, they will easily maintain and sustain to penetrate Saudi market. All right. So lastly, the implication going fast. All right. Theoretical implication. This study is a new study for market sector in Saudi Arabia. The practical implication, it will provide a high value of Malaysian product, and social implication, it will help the Malaysian expatriate to be more comfortable to be in the country regardless of study of or working. All right. So thank you from me. Shukran jazilan. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you, Mr. Safwan Sazli. Interesting presentation. Okay, anyone have question?
Mr. Safwan,
Yes, Mr. Nizam.
have you conducted the questionnaire, or is this in the proposal stage?
Yeah, we have done the question interview to the expert opinion.
How many interviews you you have done?
For now, we have interviewed only one expert opinion that is in the country itself.
Is it any certification problems that uh, came into this that double standard between Malaysia and Saudi Arabia?
Well, there are double standard, but actually, what happened between the Malaysian entrepreneurs' problem is where they could not find a good partner or a sponsor, a citizen sponsor, the locals to work with, because here they need a Saudi Arabian local to start a business. We cannot use our own name.
Understand.
No.
Okay, thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Thank you for the question.
Okay, I have one more. I one question. Okay, during you conduct this study, what is your limitation regarding you conduct this study?
Sorry, what kind of limitation you are referring to?
Limitation
To
maybe
conduct.
dari segi you conduct dari segi you collect the data ke, ataupun limitation dari segi informants tu sendiri ke?
Okay, the
Formally
limitation
correctly.
that I found out is the informant itself. The market is at only the big cities like Jeddah and Riyadh. But at my place itself in Dammam, the study, it will be a little bit different because of the numbers of Malaysian here. So the informant that I have interviewed more focused in the capital city.
Okay. Good question.
Okay, very
Okay.
nice presentation.
Thank
All
you.
right, thank you so much.
You still have enough time? Please ask some question or one question more from anyone, maybe. Okay, enough? Yes, I think enough for presentation from Mr. Safwan Sazli. Thank you very
Yeah,
much. Nice
thank you so much,
presentation.
doctor.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, move next presenter. Miss or Mrs. like this. Siti
Yeah, Siti Shazana.
Siti Sazana Saleh.
Yes.
Okay, time is yours.
Mhm. You can see my slide.
Yes, please.
Okay, Assalamualaikum and very good afternoon. My name is Siti Shazana binti Saleh. I would like to present my abstract regarding the topic of common Islamic branding symbolism in Malaysian market. It is a systematic literature review approach. Okay. Okay, let me begin with introduction. Okay, actually, Islamic branding is a branding approach that is compliant with Sharia principle. That it is created to fulfill Muslim consumer needs. The significant difference between Islamic branding itself and also halal logo is halal logo refer to the halal labeling that's certified by JAKIM that stamp on the packaging of premises, whereas Islamic branding can be any symbol that associate to Islam without any validation from the authority. Okay, currently there is a lot of study on halal labeling, but lack of study on Islamic branding itself. So to respond the needs of Islamic branding symbolism, further investigation on the common Islamic branding symbolism is used in marketing promotion need to be explored. Low involvement products are product that low involvement products are products where the consumer does not need to think too much before purchase the product because there is not much risk involved in low involvement purchase, as a result of which decision making is much faster. Due to the low involvement products such as food and beverage, Islamic branding symbol will be the main cue for the consumer to depend on while performing the decision making. Meanwhile, halal certificate branding is a halal logo itself that represent the quality and have been verified by government bodies, which is JAKIM as for the Malaysian market lah. Okay, the function of Islamic branding is to build trust for Muslim consumer to have confidence in making a purchase decision. Then marketing manipulation is persuasion and manipulation of the consumer through advertising. There is no act or regulation that controls the advertising procedure. Unfortunately, Islamic branding is being manipulated by the marketers because there is no party that is responsible for monitoring the activities. Marketers simply create the sign or symbol that associate to Islam in order to convince the Muslim consumer. Muslim consumer want a brand that has clear explanation about halal that fits the scale of Sharia compliance. So complete information on the packaging is needed lah, besides of halal logo itself. So this paper try to compile the review of common Islamic branding symbolism of all attributes that currently discussed by the researcher. Okay, move to problem statement. Okay, Halal Malaysia represent the halal certification program that is responsible for endorsement of halal product in Malaysia. Despite the presence of strong halal endorsement with the clear presence of halal logo in food packaging, many consumers still taking it for granted and often do not refer to this halal logo when making their halal food purchase. Okay, this problem occurs because it's related to the nature of the low involvement purchase, where consumer often make their decision based on habit, where the decision on food choices is often made without referring to the halal logo. Lack of trust in the halal logo also becoming a factor that contributes to this problem, as consumer trust is often shaken with various controversies affecting halal Malaysian. Muslim consumer often refers to certain existed symbol on the food packaging that are associated with halal, such as Muslim brand name or mosque symbol, or sometimes the Christian symbol. Okay, this situation has created an opportunity for dishonest individuals and food producer to exploit their opportunity and target the unsuspected consumer. Therefore, this study aims to explore the common symbolism used to represent halal product in the Malaysian market. We move to literature review. Okay, research on Islamic branding and purchase intention need a comprehensive study in order to satisfy the halal demand. Currently, research covers a comprehensive review of topic related to subject area in Muslim and Western civilization. A review of the literature reveals that there is an ongoing on the various symbolism in Islamic branding. The present of halal label or halal logo stamping were the most popular symbol be recognized by the consumer. Um, However, there are studies that agree that religious belief impact consumer buying behavior. Result for consumer who are religious and non-religious may differ in terms of their selection and expectation. Okay, then symbol is anything used to represent something else such as sign or mark, a person or an event. So for this abstract, I'm using systematic literature review approach. Okay, this paper using systematic literature review approach and perform according to guidelines of preferred reporting items for systematic review and meta-analysis, which is PRISMA. Okay, this method is useful generally in publication standard. They are required to assist the authors with the related and necessary information that will enable the researcher to evaluate and examine the quality and precision of a review. Okay, this is the process of defining the right journal. We start with identification, screening, eligibility, and also included. Okay, the discussion to highlight the implication of common Islamic branding symbol that had influenced the Muslim consumer. Then the credibility of JAKIM is disputed due to the lack of confidence among Muslim consumers. So this is my theoretical implication. This paper contributes to the body of knowledge in the halal industry that is related to consumer behavior. Apart from that, this paper aims to enhance the information of the halal department in providing clear and understanding information to society. Okay, in terms of practical implication, this study has also extended the practical implication of highlighting issues related to Islamic branding. The Muslim consumer needs to understand and differentiate the Islamic branding symbolism that exists in markets. Then to identify the loopholes concerning marketing manipulation, this can add value to the marketing practice to enhance the marketing communication to the right target audience.
Sorry to disturb. You have 1 minute and a half.
Okay. Okay. Last but not least, this research limitation. Okay. The clear limitation that lies in the study is the fact that this paper is using a systematic literature review. Thus, further study still need. So, survey method in getting comprehensive result. So, the study is limited due to the lack of information on the consumer side regarding the authenticity of the halal logo, which potentially brings them to look for Islamic branding symbols. The strict enforcement is needed from the authority, which is JAKIM. I think that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Siti, for nice review. Okay, I open the question.
Assalamualaikum Siti.
Waalaikumsalam.
Siti, how many papers actually included in your designing the systematic review? Is it you are using a Scopus database or WAS database, or you use all the database available at the moment?
Okay, so far I'm using three sources, which is Scopus, Web of Science, and also Google Scholar. So basically, I used to get a lot of data, but after screening, there is only 23 journals that related to this study. Yes.
So based on the paper you have read, what actually the main issues on related to the trust on the halal logo?
Okay. For based on the paper that I've go through, actually, halal logo is the main point of is the main point that people will look on lah when they want to make a purchase decision. So then go with the other symbol like crescent and star and like most symbol and so on. That's all.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Assalamualaikum Shazana.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, I want to ask one question. Okay, do you have any future plan for your study? Maybe you want to study more deep about your study.
Yes, of course. I think I would like to have further research on symbol. Why actually people why actually Malaysian people are using this kind of symbol as their apa orang kata macam dia punya benchmark lah untuk dia nak purchase something kan. So dengan
Okay, very good Shazana. Thank you.
thank you. Sorry. Okay.
Okay, another question. Once more, maybe. Yes, still time, I think.
Yeah, you have still time, 1 minute for others questions.
Okay, yeah.
If
Thank you.
there's no questions, so we can proceed to the next presenter. Thank you.
Yes, we wait for a second.
Okay, thank you. First of all, I represent Miss Sri Handayani because she is right now in the meeting. So I will present.
Oh, you represent
For
Sri Handayani?
Sri Handayani, that's
Okay.
right.
Okay, so we move to the fourth presenter.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, please.
Have you seen my screen?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my presentation. As I said before, Ms. Siani has requested that I present the piece of her behalf because she is now attending an important meeting. And I'm sorry, it seems I have a trouble with my cam, so I can turn on my cam. Okay. Sorry. I've divided into four main parts. First of all, I talk about the background information, and then we look at the methods. Next, we have in result and discussion, and finally the conclusion. So I'd like to begin by showing you the main issues that everywhere the COVID pandemic condition forced us to diversify our food, especially during lockdown. So in fact, there are still many people who consume ready-to-eat food that are nutritionally unbalanced. And then why we choose nugget? Nugget has an appearance that is easily accepted by people of all ages compared to sauces or fish products others. And furthermore, nugget is superior because in Indonesia, it's same with a side dish. Meanwhile, other products tends to be only liked by a certain age. So that the reason we choose nugget in this study. Then we use milk fish combined with moringa. Because milk fish in Indonesia, the price is relatively cheap because not everyone like milk fish spinach. According to the several studies, nuggets can be well received, that they are easy to make, taste better than milk fish itself, and while some, of course. Then combined with the moringa leaves, which have been proven to have good nutritional contents, which is still rarely used for direct food diversification. As far as I'm concerned, the main issue here is there are still many people who do not understand the importance of consuming healthy foods during the COVID-19 pandemic. So one way out is to make food that is easy to consume with good taste. So that's cover everything I want to say about the novelty in this research in focus on the comparison of proportion of moringa leaf made in from milkfish nugget. The purpose of this study is discover the nuggets with moringa added depending on sensory preference and to determine nutrition of fish nugget with moringa addition based on the best sensory assessment. And the goal is, of course, to diversifying the good supply, creating a healthy diet, and make eating nutritious meals more convenient. Now, let's move on to my topic, which is the method. As you see on your screen, there are a few steps. The first is determine the variables. So the independent variable was the addition of moringa leaf chop with 10%, 15%, and 20%. And the independent variable was the resulting nugget, including aroma, color, elasticity, texture, and taste, of course. And the result was tested with a single variant analysis using the SPSS. The best results by performing the effectiveness index, and the best products chemically tested for nutritional contents includes carbohydrate, protein, fat, calcium, phosphorus, fibers, vitamins A, B, and C. Let's turn now to the results of this study. As you can see on this pie chart, according to three variations of fish nugget with the addition of moringa leaves. So the addition for 15% moringa leaf got the best response compared to the other two variations. These charts clearly show that many panelists like the proportion of moringa leaves that are sufficient beyond the material used. Overall, the best product is one that use the addition of 15%, like on your right or your screen, which produce nugget enough criteria for green spot, a little taste and aroma of moringa, and smooth and elasticity. So let me expand on this point. As I said at the beginning, many people like healthy food, but especially in East Java, Indonesia, not all the people like healthy food. It doesn't taste good. So this is a consideration for further research to improve the taste quality of the nugget. About the color, the processing gives different effect of the resulting color. Processing fish into nugget cannot be separated from the main processing states, that's steaming and frying. That's that by Oluwani. Then the aroma, the addition of moringa leaf to the nugget did not make any difference in aroma in the final product because the unpleasant odor of the moringa leaf had been reduced a lot, and this was covered by the aroma of milkfish and spices which matched the unpleasant taste. Next, the elasticity with the addition moringa leaf pure is thought to be influenced by the use of the binder. The binders used are bread flour, tapioca, eggs, and sodium tripolyphosphate additive. Texture, the addition of chopped moringa leaf tends to affect to the texture of nugget because the moringa leaf are only chopped. The texture of the nugget is also influenced by the flour use, especially the composition, material ratio, water holding capacity. And the last, about the taste, consumers generally prefer processed meat or fish product that have the appropriate appearance, taste, aroma, and texture. Several considerations that influence consumer decision to buy processed meat product are taste and aroma. And this is a nutrition of.
Sorry, sir.
Okay.
Your time. Your time.
Okay. Uh, the highest is vitamin A with 92.8% and carbohydrate 19.1%. So the conclusions. First, I spoke that the relevance of combining meat fish with moringa leaf. And then we look at how did panelists respond based on the organoleptic observation test. And finally, I explain you about the nutrition of the best variants of milkfish nugget. To conclude, I like to say that addition of moringa leaf affect to the texture, but does not affect to the others like aroma, elasticity, color, taste of nugget. And the best result of nugget is obtained from the addition of 15% moringa. And the lastly, I suggest to test in more detail regarding the self life of nugget. Okay, before we finish, I to thank you to Universitas Negeri Surabaya, laboratory staff, and stakeholder. Thank you for your attention. If you have any question, I'd be happy to answer them now.
Thank you. Very good
Okay, thank you.
presentation. Yeah. Okay.
We have 5 minutes for the Q&A session. So,
Okay.
question for the
I have a question. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
How the addition of the moringa leaf and the milk fish can affect the price of the nugget?
Okay, thank you for your question. The milkfish, the basic ingredient of milkfish that use is 400 and a half gram, and the moringa leaf, the each of the additions 10% about 50 gram and 15% about 90 gram, and the last 20% is about 120 gram. With the same ingredient for milk fish meat, that 450 gram. So that's the basic of the material.
So, do you how long you want to study for the chef life?
Uh, uh, Based on several studies, we have limited about the self life because we have just serve on frozen, not
Okay, frozen.
rib. So we have to know when is the room in the room. I have to know the self life. So I think it's
Room temperature.
Okay, thank you for your answer.
okay, Mr. Muhammad Nizam. Any question?
Okay, I have one question. Okay, looks like your research, your topic is like innovation product, right? Okay, so what can you see your product can give the impact to the community?
Uh, okay, thank you. Good question. So I've been did several studies. That's the market or the persons, the people needs to be instant food when they PPKM in Indonesia or maybe lockdown. So most of them need healthy food. As usual, they eat just instant or sausage. So we try to combine the instant food with moringa. We hope we can give difference among the instant food. Like that, Miss Nurul Fardila.
Okay. Is it clear?
Okay, thank you for your answer.
Okay.
Okay, welcome.
We still have time.
Okay, you still have time, 1 minute uh,
1 minute for
for the questions. Any questions? So if there's no questions, we can move to the next presenter. Maybe.
okay, we can move. And thank you very much for Mr. Ita Ramadhani for
You're welcome, Mr.
a good presentation. Move to next presenter. This is Nur Hidayah Zakaria. Please.
All right. Hi, can you hear my voice clearly?
Yes, clearly.
All right, nice. Can you look at my slide?
Yes.
All right. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good afternoon. Well, this is my first time participating in an international conference, but unfortunately, we just can't meet virtually like this. But after all, I'm so happy and lucky to be part of this beautiful event. And I am Nur Hidayah Zakaria from University Technology Marayu ITM, and today I will be presenting my research entitled The Application of Gula Apong in Malaysian Local Kueh, a Sensory Evaluation. Basically, this is the content of my presentation today. I will start with introduction, briefly explaining the background of my study. Then I will go through the methodology, results, and implication of my study. And finally, I will wrap up my presentation with the conclusion of the study. According to Kamaruzzaman et al. At 2020, Malaysian is spoiled with 4 choices of local sweetener that used in a local food, such as palm sugar, or commonly known as a gula apong, a gula melaka, gula kabong, gula apong, and also honey. In my study, I compared the characteristic of kueh kosui, a local kueh, when a palm sugar or gula apong is used. And first of all, let me give a brief introduction on what gula apong and palm sugar are. So gula apong is a very popular and well-known sugar in Sarawak. As you know, Sarawak is the largest state located in East Malaysia on the island of Borneo. And the state is separated from the Peninsular Malaysia by the South China Sea. Well, gula apong come from palm tree, which undergo a few process of extraction of sap until it can be edible and called as a gula apong. And the local in Sarawak usually use gula apong in desserts, snacks, and even drinks. And gula apong is made from the nipa palm tree, or known as nipa food tree cans, which can be found quite abundantly in coastal mangrove areas of Sarawak and South Asia. And it has a unique golden caramel color with a unique sweet taste. And the process is where they're using the nipa sap as a raw material and go through the collecting process, starting from identifying the inflorescence stalk and using pemaluk matuk, or known as wooden bud, to activate the production of sap. And the extract is then cooked until it reaches the right consistency, which takes about 5 to 7 hours, where it becomes thick and develop a dark brown color. And it gives off the smoky flavor, unlike palm sugar, which does not have distinct flavor. But unfortunately, I must say that gula apong is still underrated in some part of West Malaysia. On the other hand, palm sugar is a very different from gula apong. It is a sweetener that comes from coconut tree, more commonly found in Peninsular Malaysia. And meanwhile, for the process of getting is a bit different and simpler than granulated sugar, where it starts from collecting nira from the coconut, which then will be boiled for a certain time until it gets to the correct consistency. And as for the shaping, after getting the right consistency, it then will be poured into a mold which made from mengkuang pandan leaf and also bamboo mold. And due to the advanced technology and good business opportunities, palm sugar can also be found in other type, for example, is paste and powder. And in this research, I use a paste form. And I can say that the palm sugar has a soft and also crumbly texture. Unlike gula apong, gula melaka or palm sugar is more widely used throughout Malaysia. Even for people in Sarawak, although gula apong is easily accessible, gula melaka is also widely consumed. Next, for kosoi. Kosoi is a steamed dessert which we can easily find in Malaysia, which made from the mixture of tapioca flour, sugar, water, and either gula apong or palm sugar as an additional sweetener. It is coated with grated coconut as this will add more flavor and texture. And people often eat kosoi either during breakfast or tea time. After thorough observation and consideration, my research is to identify how the consumer describe kasui prepared with either gula melaka, which is palm sugar, or gula apong as the suitability of gula apong to be one of alternative sweetener in cooking. And as I did mention before this, gula apong has a little impact outside of Sarawak. Hence, the need of it to be promoted locally and internationally. The main objective of this research is to evaluate the difference in the sensory characteristic of kosoi using gula melaka and gula apong through sensory evaluation. And the research question is, what are the sensory characteristics of kosoi using gula melaka and gula apong as perceived by the consumer through sensory evaluation? The differences in attributes of a local kueh kosoi when palm sugar or gula apong are used in the recipe. Kueh kosoi only act as a medium, while gula apong and gula melaka are the substance of this research. And this substance were evaluated based on a few attributes, which include: first is texture, which ranging from soft to hard. Second one is aroma, from none to strong. And the third one is for the color, ranging from dull to dark. And the last one is for the sweetness, we ranging from not sweet to too sweet. So first is to increase the literature in the area of local ingredients substitution, and the result will be useful as reference in the future. That is the significance of the study, and helping on extending the application of the gula apong by increasing the economic potential for the gula apong producer, who are mostly villagers in rural area. It is hoped that the use of gula apong will be diversified to a wider consumer groups and recognized in order to preserve the heritage and the identity of local sources. And I would like to highlight that the potential of this sweetener is huge, and its impact on the local economy could be enormous. And this study is conducted to assess how the consumer found the attributes of the kasui, a local kueh, when palm sugar or gula apong is used on it. Then moving on to the methodology, the ingredients used for both a sample of kosui are all the same, except the type of sugar, which are the highlights of my research, which is apong and palm sugar, where the ingredient used are tapioca flour, wet flour, pandan leaf, lime water, granulated sugar, and water, and the grated coconut is used as for the coating. And also, I would like to emphasize that the quantity of each ingredient used, as well as the method of preparation for both samples, are all the same throughout the whole process in this research. And a hedonic sensory evaluation is conducted for kasui, which are a total of 60 respondents were asked to assess the sensory characteristic of these two samples. And the attributes evaluated were color, aroma, texture, and also the sweetness. And as mentioned before, for the sensory evaluation, the preparation process from the temperature and cooking time was kept consistent for both samples. Both samples are made on the same day. Same goes to the size of the sample, which each of them is cut into the same size and shape. And to avoid the bias.
Your time.
Okay.
2 minutes more.
Okay, the samples were given a random 3-digit code before presented to the panels. Now for the result, the spider web shows the 4 main attributes of kosui, which are sweetness, texture, aroma, and color, which starting from the color, the data shows that palm sugar is perceived to be darker than gula apong. While for aroma, each sample show a small variance with gula apong deemed to have a slightly stronger aroma than palm sugar. But for the texture, the results show that kosui with gula apong is firmer than kosui with palm sugar. And for the sweetness, both samples share the same average result of 2.9, which apparently the types of sugar used in this study has little effect on the perception of sweetness of kosui among the respondents. So I jump to the implication. Sorry, I jumped to for research limitation for my study. The data from this study is limited of kosui produced from palm sugar and gula apong, which the data is also based on the panelist perception without any training on the descriptive terminology other than generally accepted by the general public. And furthermore, this study is conducted in Sarawak, where although palm sugar is available, gula apong is largely used in the making of traditional delicacies. As we almost come to an end, I would like to conclude my research study based on these attributes, which the colors. There is a discernible difference as most of respondents rated the kosui with gula apong as lighter than palm sugar. Where for the texture, the results show that kosui with gula apong get firmer than kosui with palm sugar. And the last one, the sweetness, both share a similar level of sweetness. And that brings us to the end of my research presentation. I sincerely appreciate your helpful comments. For those of you who have planned to visit Malaysia after this pandemic, don't forget to bring back home gula apong and gula melaka, and trust me, you will love it. With that, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Okay, very interesting presentation. So, I open the question.
Yeah, for the 5 minutes for the Q&A session. Question from the floor.
Please, anybody.
Okay, Assalamualaikum, Nur Hidayah.
Yes,
So,
Waalaikumsalam.
is it there will be a difference in terms of prices because we are using the different materials? One is maybe only abundance in Sarawak, and the one is available throughout Malaysia.
Sorry, again, can you repeat the question?
Yeah.
Price
How
comparison.
the prices, because
Prices
gula
comparison.
apong is mainly in Sarawak, and another palm sugar is throughout Malaysia. So yeah, so is it affect on the strategy to market the products?
All right, thank you for the question. As I know that the price for the both sugar, for gula apong and also palm sugar, have not really have a big difference in terms of price. As I know now, there's gula apong has get into a market in Peninsula Malaysia, and the price is not that can be seen very different from the palm sugar in market. So I believe there might be no effect on that things. Thank you.
Okay. Another question?
Yeah, I raised my hand. Catherine here.
Okay, please.
I on my video first. You can see me?
Not yet.
Why the internet so slow? Anyway,
Alright, I can
okay.
see you now.
This is me.
Okay.
Number one, no Hidayah, right?
Yes.
Should I call you Puan or Miss or whatever? Are you? By the way, are you from Sarawak or from Peninsula?
Yeah, I'm from Sarawak. I'm a Sarawakian.
Hi, saya pun orang Sarawak. Sorry.
Alright.
So, why? Just to answer, I was so pleased about this gula apung topic. When you are talking about when a friend here just now asking about the price, as what you say, yes, the price is not much different. But when somebody really know how to eat the gula apung, in fact, when you go for the level, do the testing. I'm telling you that because I'm selling Sarawak laksa. I also having my rojak sotong where I'm using gula apung. The taste of gula apung and palm sugar is totally different. And the thing is, when you have gula apung, there's another kind of herbs inside there. Yeah. I'm because of this pandemic, I started because I lost the job last year. Because I'm a tour guide. So that's why I started with this, and I decided to pursue on the Sarawak cuisine, indigenous, whether Muslim or non-Muslim. As long as it's indigenous, like umai, that's a raw fish, is one of my favorite. Also, I propose on it. So anyway, I'm very happy that you are present gula apong. Let everybody know about it. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I'm honored with that. Thank you so much for your extra information for us.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Catherine. Another question?
Very good presentation for Nur Hidayah. Again, and I really like about your topic. Very interesting, and I have no question. Thank you.
Right, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. We still have time, maybe?
Yeah, we still have time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you want to further study in terms of the nutritional value, composition of the products, delicacies using gula apung, so we can promote in terms of the health benefits from the products?
All right, thank you for the questions. Well, for the plan of it, I will look into the suggestion on the nutrition. But before we go for looking for a nutrition study, I might be planned to go for a consumer preference before that outside of Sarawak. Because it's not all people will accept this one, so we might be want to study on how they accept the gula apong and palm sugar in both cooking dishes in Malaysia. Maybe. Right. Thank you.
Okay, good plan.
Okay, for others questions?
Looks like Mrs. Catherine promote.
Yeah. It's like Mr. Catherine said, it can cook with the dishes. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yes, actually, sorry, I had to on my video again. Honestly, apart from this forum, I'm also joining RRRP program. That one of our participant is also promoting ayam gula apong from Muka.
Wow.
Interesting.
See, so I'm also doing sotong, rojak sotong with gula apong, with rasa Sarawak and other Sarawak cuisine like ayam panso. Yeah. So she is a focus more more on ayam gola apong, and she tried to go for frozen. They're going to export it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, interesting. Very
Yeah.
interesting.
Interesting. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you can contact us. I mean, I can put my email here. Then I can help you. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you for your
Thank you. Yeah.
information, Mrs. Catherine.
Thank you.
So we will take a photo together, right?
Okay.
Because of the image.
Yeah. So on behalf of IJCHT committee, I would like to thank Professor and Associate Professor, doctors, and all participants who had spent time to join the session today. I hope we are gain better from the present. I hope you can gain benefit from the presentation. So for the closing today, I would like to take a photo. So make sure all open your camera and
Okay.
okay.
Give sign.
Okay.
Sign. 1, 2, 3. Oh,
Okay. Say cheese. 1, 2,
cheese.
3.
Okay. One more.
Okay.
Freestyle.
One
Freestyle.
more freestyle. Say cheese. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Catherine.
All right. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a
Bye-bye.
nice day.
Okay, thank you
Bye.
Thank you,
guys.
everyone.
Thank
Congratulations.
you all.
Guys.
Thank you.
Nice to meet
Okay,
you.
thank you.
Thank you.